Hi guys! In this video I will review the 24Karat Nudes eyeshadow palette by Maybelline. As you will notice, this isn't the makeup that I will have at the rest of the video, and that's because I forgot to film the intro for the review of this palette. And I have just finished filming my Colourpop haul, so don't forget to subscribe to get notified when I will post that video. And without further ado, let's start the review for the 24Karat Nudes eyeshadow palette by Maybelline. I have already applied all my face products, and in fact I am reviewing the foundation that I'm wearing right now, and this is the Me Matte and Poreless foundation by Maybelline. This palette contains 12 eyeshadows. We have a variety of shimmer and matte eyeshadows. I will start doing my eye makeup and I will also talk about each shade so I can give you my insights. And I also have another video using this palette. I will link it down below. It is my first video that I did full face drugstore products. And I will apply this shimmery shade in the corner for my brow bone highlighter. And I prefer using this shade for my brow bone highlighter instead of this white shimmery shade because this isn't very intense, and when I blend it into my brow bone it is like it disappears. And my main problem with this palette is that the eyeshadows are not as intense as they look in their pan. I don't know if this is only my palette. If you already have this palette, let me know in the comments if you have the same issue like me. So in this palette we do not have a transition shade. We have this matte shade here, but I cannot wear this shade for my transition shade because it is almost the same shade with my skin. And I'm going to use another drugstore palette. I will take the purple and gray shade and I will apply them as my transition shade. And I also blend them outwards as I normally do. And let's go back to our palette, and I will take the gold eyeshadow and I will apply it all over my eyelid except the outer part of my eyelid, which I will apply the bronzy color. And I will take a synthetic brush and I will blend the edges. And for some reasons these eyeshadows blend better when I use synthetic brushes. And with the same brush I will take the bronze eyeshadow and I will apply it in my outer eyelid. Now I will take the brown shade, which you would think it is very dark brown, but let me swatch it. And as you can see, these are very powdery. When you start blending them, they disappear and they blend into nothing. We have this dark brown eyeshadow and on my hand it looks like this. So I will take some of this dark brown eyeshadow, which it gets everywhere because it is very powdery. I will apply it in my outer corner and I will blend it into my crease. I will continue with my lower lash line and I will apply the gold eyeshadow with an angled brush. I had to apply several times the color on my lower lash line so that I can have some intensity. And I will continue with my outer corner, which I want to make it a little more darker, so I will apply the black eyeshadow. For some reason they are not blending very well on my eyes and I'm going crazy right now. And I will take again my transition shade and blend the edge. So the black eyeshadow cannot seem to look black on my eyes. I have applied a lot of black eyeshadow and it looks like I didn't apply a black eyeshadow. So I will apply some more gold eyeshadow with my pinky because I have noticed that this way the shimmery shades are more intense, but we will see together. I feel like my eyeshadows are not very well blended, but I have tried everything. I have used brushes with natural bristles and synthetic bristles, my fingers. I don't know what else I can do. And I will take this eyeshadow again and I will apply it in my inner corner. So I will finish my eye look and apply some lipstick, and after that I will give you my thoughts about these eyeshadows, and also I will show you some swatches. So I will see you in just one sec. It took me so freaking long to apply my lipstick. I used this one by Teeez Cosmetics in Heat Wave Ruby, and I got it in my Glossybox of April. The packaging is very cheap and the product is not very well placed in the tube. One time I found it in the cup and I couldn't apply a lot of pressure to apply it on my lips, and also it is very difficult to apply the lipstick on the lips because of the shape of it, and you definitely need a brush to apply it on the lips. The formula is very creamy, but it stains the skin, so if you do any mistakes you immediately have to clean it with concealer and some Q-tips. Not very impressed with this one. Also on my lashes I used the Glamolash mascara by Rodial. I got mine in my latest Glossybox and I'm not very impressed with the formula. It's not very volumizing. It doesn't define very well my lashes. Also, it is the first time that I needed 2 coats of mascara for my lower lashes. I always need only one. With this mascara I need 2 because this is not an ultra black mascara. So let's get back to the point of this video, which is the 24Karat palette by Maybelline. I want to show you the swatches of each eyeshadow and also tell you my thoughts about the application. So this is how I swatch them. Sorry, my swatches are awful. The shimmer shades are a little bit more intense, but when you apply them on your eyes, they give a very weird texture to your skin. In fact, they intensify all the fine lines that you didn't know you have on your eyes. And for the matte shades, they blend into nothing. You have to work them and apply them and blend them, apply, blend so many times just to have some intensity. So the price of this palette is €9.95, which is a very good price for a drugstore product, and we get 12 eyeshadows. This is not the most horrible eyeshadow palette, but it is very hard to work with the eyeshadows. Also, I have noticed that the eyeshadows are not very well placed in their pans. You have to press them so that they don't get out, and it's very weird because I have pressed them a lot of times. We don't have any mirror, which usually for drugstore products we don't have any mirror. I don't mind the packaging, I just don't like that it is very hard to work with these eyeshadows, and I will do an update in a few hours so we can see if these eyeshadows lose intensity over time. I never use Fix Plus or any other setting spray or spray to intensify my eyeshadows because I always want to see if a product works well by itself. So don't go anywhere. I will see you in a few seconds, which in fact it will be in a few hours. I am back after 9 hours and let's see what happened with the eyeshadows. As I can see, I didn't have any fallouts from mascara or from the eyeshadows, and also the intensity is exactly the same. I think the black eyeshadow somehow it disappeared and I can see the gold eyeshadow instead of the black eyeshadow. So pretty much all the eyeshadows are exactly the same except the black eyeshadow that I had applied in my outer lower lash line. And something that I had noticed before is that when I went out to run some errands, I noticed that my eyeshadows on natural light are more intense. For some reason, these eyeshadows do not look very intense under studio lights. So if you don't care about studio lights, these eyeshadows are very pretty on natural light. So will I use this eyeshadow palette for every day? I don't think so, because it is a lot of work to make them intense, to blend them and build them. It is a lot of work for an eyeshadow palette, you know, and I already have other palettes that work very well for me. For me, this palette is a miss. If you don't have it, you will not miss it. You can find other palettes that work better for you and you can apply them easier. Also, for beginners, I wouldn't recommend this palette. You will never learn how to blend your eyeshadows. I also wouldn't recommend it for makeup ninjas, because I'm sure that you already have other eyeshadows that work very well for you, so why the hassle? That completes this video. Don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!